Alright, ladies and gentlemen, turn 34, and there's really only one piece of news here that's relevant. The battle in Trollheim. Our trollish kings and their undead minions, plus their some of their moose knights, took up arms against the vast and evil armies of Niflheim, led by Molly the Neefle Jarl and Jesse Pinkman, the enormously healthy Neefle Jarl. As well, of course, as Gus Fring the Great Eagle and Heisenberg the Eparch and just a bunch of other people. Just a whole bunch of them. Our force was outnumbered, but not outskilled. And we charged bravely, some might say recklessly, into battle. As you can see, we were attacked by a whole bunch of Hatununas in the back, who we broke fairly quickly. The Moose Knights unfortunately charged in ahead. They sucked up a whole bunch of lightning, and they kind of distracted the enemy. Our forces engaged the Ice Guard. Now here's the interesting thing. On the sides, we had Annoying Orange and Edward Keel. They were both geared to fight Neefle Jarls, and they both got kind of isolated. So up here you can see Jesse Pinkman isolated Annoying Orange. I don't think he actually took any damage, because his defense skill is 27, so hitting him is actually pretty difficult. And as you can see here, Annoying Orange is just taking hit after hit, because he's isolated and being attacked by multiple people at once. So he has a harassed penalty of 4. His defense skill is quite low at the moment. And in just a moment, yep, there he goes. Jesse Pinkman kills him without a scratch on him. Molly back here. Edward Keel is just fighting on. He does have a chest wound. He's doing well. In the middle, meanwhile, Jonathan Swift has been enlarged, so his hit points are higher. He's regenerating like 9 hit points a round, and he's got a really high defense score and 2 very high damage attacks, so he's doing himself proud. Jonathan Swift here is cutting his way through the Ice Guard, no trouble, backed up by a whole bunch of skeletons. In the back there, we've got that Eparch Heisenberg dropping banishments on me. One of my Moose Knights is on fire. In come the Blizzard Warriors into melee, but they really don't want to be in melee with Jonathan Swift. And we've got the continuous flood of skeletons coming from my Troll Sith Barrender, kind of keeping me in the match. Unfortunately, both of my flanking Troll Kings are now dead, but Jonathan Swift, being surrounded by relatively low damage, low attack skill units, is doing just fine, and he's slowly cutting his way through the enemy. He's gotten 10 more kills. He is now isolated, but the majority of the enemy troops have routed, and there go the rest of them. So the army routes off the field. Unfortunately, both of the Neefle Jarls go with it, and Jonathan Swift stands victorious, 33 total kills, having won the field almost single-handedly, backed up merely by a steady flow of skeletons. So, unfortunately, did lose 2 of my Troll Kings, and I didn't manage to kill any of their really valuable commanders. More's the pity. I lost almost all of my units. They lost a little over half of theirs. Yeah, very unfortunate. But I did win. Now, Jonathan Swift unfortunately became fat, so he has unequaled obesity. It does increase his maximum hit points, but it means his encumbrance is pretty awful. His encumbrance is pretty fucking bad. So we're gonna have to deal with that. He does have the Ranger's Boots. He can cast Summon Earth Power on himself. I could also swap out his Bracers of Protection for a Girdle of Might, which would give him a little bit more reinvigoration, and I may have to. But, of course, we broke the siege, so we're now doing a little bit better. We're casting a whole bunch of reanimation this round, as well as summoning a Behemoth, and we're just trying to get up to Enchantment level 5. If we could get up to Enchantment level 5, that'd be great. We're recruiting one more Troll Sith Barrender, and moving Jonathan Swift out to try and ensure that we can hold on to Tunnels of the Lost. Beyond that, not a whole lot that we can do. So that is the whole turn. Well done, well fought, Mr. Jonathan Swift. Everyone's proud of you, I'm certainly proud of you, and we'll see how things go in turn 35. Okay, folks, turn 35. So, the remnants of the enemy army have moved right back in to besiege me again. This was definitely the right choice. He's also added a couple of Jotun werewolves, or Scrati rather, in their werewolf form. One of them is equipped with a Flesh Eater, Charcoal Shield, so he has Fire Shield, very good counter to trolls. Ring of the Warrior, Bracers of Protection, Boots the Messenger, so he's Fatigue, not neutral, but lower. He's got a very effective magical attack, and he has a lot of protection. He's 30 protection, plus his heroic ability is Tough Skin, so very, very solid. And he berserks, so very, very dangerous anti-thug. And then down here we've got a Chaff Clearer. This Jotun Werewolf has 2 Frost Brands, so he does a ton of damage, plus small area cold, twice per round. And for some reason he has a Ring of Water Breathing. So, no way am I going to be able to fight my way free of this. It's just, I'm just doomed. I might be able to Skelespam my way through it, potentially. Jonathan Swift over here is actually going to move down south. I'm researching, because researching enchantment level 5 is the only hope I have to achieve maximum Skelespam. And the way I do that, of course, is by making 2 of these guys communion slaves, and then having 3 guys shit out skeletons until the end of time. Just as fast as I possibly can. Beyond that, nothing will save me. There's no way to do this. My hope is to force them to attack the castle and completely clog the gate with skeletons. Both the long-dead giants that I've summoned using reanimation, and then just stuff that I spam out with a horde of skeletons. If Jonathan Swift can dodge around long enough raiding other provinces, he might, yeah, I said might, be able to slip back in sometime if we manage to break a siege, and get back in and get retooled so that he can have some gear that could potentially help. But we'll just kind of see. Of course, I have no income, so I can't recruit any more troops, and my living troops will desert me over time. I do have a behemoth, so this guy can trample and has a ton of hit points. That's about all he's got going for him, but that could be useful. Trample is quite powerful, to be honest. It doesn't work against the Jarls, obviously, because they are max size 6, but it'll work against anybody else, and it'll do armor-piercing damage, so it can punch through high prot. Trampling thugs to death is one way you can deal with them. The only downside of those behemoths is they cost a lot of death gems. So, that's basically the turn. Nothing else is going on. My scouts, Maythelheim is doing pretty well for themselves. They don't have their second capital yet, obviously, but they've got a pretty good chunk of territory. Over here, Thagartha, doing alright. Pangender is, over here. Pangender is actually being besieged by Thriceborn, but this is Thriceborn's capital, so Thriceborn is basically out of the picture at this point. They've got 1 fort left down here. Thagartha seems to be doing okay. Pangender seems to be big, because Pangender stretches all the way across there. That's Gladewood. I'm not sure where Pangender's capital is. But they are long. They extend all the way across here, and then all the way across here. So they've got some territory. I mean, that's what, 3, 6... That's 20-some. That's something like 20 provinces, so pretty solid. Up here, Optimistria seems to be doing okay for themselves, albeit I can't really see everything that they've got. Eternia is holding the line and pushing down here. I think they're still fighting Optimistria, I'm not sure. But in any case, the saga of Trollheim is about to end. I'm going to see how long I can hold on. How much damage I can do to these guys as they try to kill me. If I hit enchantment level 5, if I actually succeed at that, through some godforsaken luck, if he just slowly sieges me down instead of trying to push for it, then I'll have Horde of Skeletons, which will be very, very useful. If I can get that, then to be honest, I might go for Evocation and try and get Cloud of Death for Shadow Blast. Yeah, Cloud of Death is all the way down here. Cloud of Death is a pretty groovy spell, especially if you're spamming skeletons already. Before that, Poison Cloud. Poison Cloud would also be a pretty handy spell to have. Or Sleep Cloud. Sleep Cloud might actually be hilarious. So in any case, that's all way down the line, and I'm not at all sure that's going to happen. I do have this werewolf. He's going to go down here to attack Asanon. Balder is going to just kind of sneak over there as if to help. Maybe I'll just sneak this turn. Yeah, there's no point in really taking it at the moment. Well, actually, there is kind of a point. If I can take it, then these ice guards might not be able to make it through to Trollheim. Or at the very least, maybe I can slow them down here or something. I don't know. He's gonna die, what can I say? So, that's the turn. I'll see y'all in turn 36. We'll see how long Trollheim can hold on. Okay, folks, turn 36. We are researching and summoning several behemoths, reanimation, etc., all kinds of stuff in here. We're trying to hit enchantment level 5 before we actually get attacked, which I think we can do. He's given me the time to accomplish that. Alsvin is moving south into Noranthion. Jonathan Swift is moving north to hit Tunnels of the Lost. I'm betting that this Jotun werewolf is going to head away. That's a thug, of course. That is Arnvid with his 2 frost brands. Very, very nice. Dire Portents, not super impressive, but Eternal, at least not important to me anymore, but Eternal Pyre has been cast, and Eyes of God have been cast. In Asanon, we conquered that. We took over Thing Woods. We lost Bright Woods. We lost Rim Mountains. In Thing Woods, we found a Thunder Oak, which is nice. And, of course, we're under siege in Trollheim, and we're losing troops. So Jonathan Swift's going to move up north there. Going to try to take that province and this province back. We'll just kind of see how it goes. And if they'll give me a couple more turns, then I can hit Skeleспam. And these 5 lads, these 5 big, thick, heavy lads, spamming skeletons will be, I think, quite surprising. Skeleспam defense is very effective. So we'll see how that goes. In any case, I'll see y'all in turn 37. Yeah, you can see lots and lots of globals starting to go up. Valuable ones. In any case, take care till then. Okay, folks, it's turn 37. I think I missed turn 36. In any case, I know there's been a couple of turns missed in this game. It happens to the best of us. In any case, we are under siege. We're casting reanimation. We're doing some research. We're doing just enough research to hit enchantment level 5 so that I can have my Skelemen ready when the enemy rush in to destroy us. We've got Jonathan Swift over here, has taken Tunnels of the Lost, and is moving north. This is a bit of a gamble. He could be intercepted, and if he's intercepted by Jesse Pinkman, he's going to die. He just does not, as fat as he is, he's not fat enough to fight off an enemy of that kind. We have retaken Desert of Visions with this werewolf, who we're now sneaking up back towards the capital. Reanimating yet more skeletons. We have quite a few skeletons, as well as several behemoths, which is nice. And we'll just kind of have to see how it goes. These turns are very, very rapid, so we're actually just going to roll straight into the next one, I think. This is about to roll, so hold on to your britches just a moment, and we'll be back in turn 38. Not a whole lot is going on beyond researching enchantment level 5. We're just trying to die as irritatingly as possible for our nemesis here. So we'll be right back. Alright, it's turn 38 and the climax is upon us. We lost Jonathan Swift. Unfortunately, there was a Neefel Jarl just waiting for him in Rim Mound. So, good old Jonathan Swift went in with his 61 hit points and his high levels of regeneration, but Beleist, the Neefel Jarl, was waiting. Beleist has a Flesh Eater, which gives a chest wound when you hit someone with it. And of course, he also has 38 prot and defense skill 23. And of course, it also sends you Berserk, so you don't ever run, which is super, super unfortunate. So, as you can see here, we enlarged. But once he's enlarged, Jonathan Swift has 84 hit points, which is pretty freaking impressive. He also has 6 regeneration, but that's not enough to overcome his encumbrance. His encumbrance is huge because he is so fat. With strength 33, he's still not doing enough damage to reliably punch through that kind of prot. The main gouge does because it's piercing, but he just doesn't have... It's not going to work out well, put it that way. He would really need a great Sword of Sharpness for this kind of fight. In any case, he goes charging in. He's ahead of everyone else. Hits the Jotun Hearse, okay. But you can see that Beleist here is just getting rid of everyone around him. Beleist does take a pretty hard hit, a total of 12 damage there. But you can see his damage, he swings for 49 against Jonathan Swift's 27 prot. And he is also regenerating because he is blessed. So fire shock resistance and regeneration. So I think the enemy god just woke up, is what's happened here. Jonathan Swift still hasn't taken any damage, but he's also not doing any damage on net. Now he's regenerating. He regenerates 13 per round, which is pretty good, but not going to be enough, especially because he doesn't have cold resistance. So the chill aura has fatigued him out, and then he's just going to be slaughtered. Yep. It's just not enough. And there goes Jonathan Swift. Rip. The stars will be right for thaumaturgy in 6 turns, if I'm still around, but doubtful. And the fortification has been breached. We are about to be attacked by a huge army consisting mainly of Hatun Runas, but they've given me time. They gave me time to get my Horde of Skeletons going. So I do have Horde of Skeletons. I also have Rick Astley throwing Sulfur Haze. I could have sworn I told this guy to spam Horde of Skeletons, but oh well. So I've got some Horde of Skeletons going out of my little Turbo Communion. Hopefully, we'll be able to hold Trollheim for at least one more turn. I think that would be hilarious if we could. Unfortunately, we don't have any of the provinces around me, so I can't cut off any retreats. I could theoretically send out Juicy to take one, and then maybe Alsvin to take another. But, the odds of that changing anything are very slim, and I'd rather have them here to bolster the defense. So, we'll see how that goes in turn 39. Let's see if we can make it to turn 40, guys. See you then. Okay, folks, turn 39. I haven't lost, so I guess I won, but let's see. So, first, a messenger's arrived from Maythelheim. Thanks for a good, tough fight. A lot of fun warring for you. Hope to have another opportunity to play against you in the future. I think that might have been a little bit premature. The god of Thriceborn has been permanently vanquished. Doesn't rule a single province. Upkeep, can't pay my troops. Yeah, that's fine. Lost a bunch of scouts. Major event, thaumaturgy 3 turns. Let's see the battle in Trollheim. The battle at the Trollheimish fortress. So, we've got a huge mass of Hatun Runa slaves. We've got Gus Fring. We've got Jesse Pinkman, Molly, and Arnvid. All are here. He has 2 great Olms. He also has Gus Fring, as I mentioned, and Heisenberg the Eparch. Bunch of Blizzard Warriors. There's a very large army headed by some very, very tough super combatants. In my corner, on the other hand, we have a few Troll Boys, 3 Behemoths, and a whole bunch of Skeletons. Now, a lot of them are Long Dead Giants, which are surprisingly effective, but not effective enough to deal with this shit. This Molly and, well, Molly they might theoretically be able to kill. Jesse Pinkman, nah, he has 170 hit points. And 38 prot. He will take some killing. So the Turbo Communion starts to set up. The Goblins are charging in, getting wrecked. The Hatun Runas jump in, and we start summoning skeletons. We're just dropping Horde of Skeletons as fast as we can. I don't know what that sound was, but the Hatun Runas have gotten routed. And now the skeletons are charging out. They are being banished. But that's okay. I can generate dead just as fast as they get banished. So at this point, this is what I was hoping for, yes. At this point, it's a complete stalemate. They can't get in. And my Communion slave, so this guy's a Communion slave, right? He's regenerating 20% per turn. So he's regenerating 5 hit points a round. Or 6, something like that. So even once he gets fatigued out, which, by the way, hasn't even happened yet, since he's Death 3, effectively, because of buffing. But once he fatigues out, he's only going to be taking 3 damage per round, and that will not be enough to stop him still. So we're just spamming out skeletons faster than they can die, and we have routed the armies of Maythelheim. Fantastic. Skeleспam defense, ladies and gentlemen. Skeleспam defense. So, they lost 34 Blizzard Warriors, 89 Hatun Runas, and 17 Ice Guard. I lost 3 of my Veti Hags, but none of my important mages, and all of the troops that I brought, basically. But that's okay. I lived. I won. I'm still under siege, but I'm now repairing the walls faster than they can be destroyed. I don't have any scouts around here or anything. Alas. But I'll tell you what. I will tell you what. Let's send Alsvin out to take up... Well, actually, let's hold Alsvin in here for now. And all you guys, I only have 6 death gems. I have 48 nature gems. I don't have any real great nature spells that I could cast. I suppose I could summon horned serpents or something. Let me see. Let me think. I do have 16 pearls, so I can alchemize and have some more skelling men. Because the skeletons, the long dead giants, did pretty decent. I didn't notice any sulfur hazes accomplishing anything really, but that's fine. You can just spam sulfur haze. It doesn't really matter. I'm trying to think if there's anything that I could research that might realistically affect anything. If I could get... Well, Sleep Cloud. Sleep Cloud might not be bad. Realistically speaking, especially because if I could Sleep Cloud the Neefle Jarls and then just get them completely surrounded by the undead, that might actually be a way to kill them with turn timer. No, that wouldn't work because anyone who retreats from the battle dies. On my side, shit. Yeah, I can't do that. I mean, I'm going to lose anyway eventually, but... Poison Cloud now. Poison Cloud will be a real good spell to have. I don't think I can reach Evocation level 5, even if I'm researching as hard as I can. But I guess it's worth a shot. What are you? You're 16 research points, you're 20 research points, you're 21. Alright, so... let's have you... reanimating. You are... ah, shit, you're mute. I hope you're a communion slave, Ebba. Yeah, you're a communion slave. Okay, that's fine. You guys all research. So, 184 RP per month. They're just gonna come right back in and besiege me again next turn. And storm me. Like, they pretty much have to do that, and there's no reason they wouldn't. I may be able to hold them off once more with skeletons. But kinda doubtful. I could throw a Seeking Arrow at somebody, but it's probably not going to kill anyone important. I could summon Fire Ants. Actually, summoning Fire Ants is a pretty good idea. They're decent chaff. Let's summon some Fire Ants. And if they get frozen by cold auras, then they just block up the gate, and that's all I need them to do. All I need is something that will block up the gate long enough for my mages to spam out enough skeletons to surround them and prevent them from being killed by flyers. Which I think I can probably do, so I think I may be able to hold on to this for just another couple of turns. Anyway, good battle, good fight there. Trollheim did itself proud. And I bet we can hold on one more turn. I think we probably can. Even though he's gonna crack us again and then come in to attack, but like thugs are just a terrible weapon to use against Skelespam. That's the thing. The only way he's really gonna be able to crack us here is if he like brings a whole bunch of air gems and spams air elementals so he can start trampling my communion guys. That would probably do it. Or if he brings just a whole bunch of the melee, the ice clad, and has them fly to the back round one. That will be ways that he can get through here, but he's not getting through Skelespam out of a Troll Safe Barrender communion with a thug army like that. He's really not gonna. So, hopefully I can hold him off one more time. Trollheim lives. See you next turn. Alright, folks. It's turn 41. I didn't record turn 40 because nothing really happened. I was just kind of trapped in here, couldn't really go anywhere or do anything as the enemy moved back in to besiege me. And turn 41 was the fall of Trollheim. You can see here, it said I stayed just because I didn't bother to issue any orders, having analyzed the situation and decided I was doomed. But Jesse Pinkman, Biliest, Gus Fring, and Arnvid the Jotun Werewolf all attacked, supported by Geralvald the Warrior Smith. And what's funny is I almost won this battle. We had a bunch of Fire Ants, some Rick Astley, the Idol of Men, Soilheart, my Turbo Communion, this guy with a great sword of sharpness. Honestly, a pretty solid defense. The enemy came in with a very small force to prevent himself from being HP routed like last time. And my troops rolled on in. They're mostly immune to the cold. But alas, I was undone by my own strategy because, as you can see here, we're basically going to turn timer right now. They're, surrounded by skeletons, all of this. But Jesse Pinkman and Biliest are both carrying Flesh Eaters, which means that they have Berserker +3. Now, skeletons are not going to punch through 36 prot, but Long Dead Giants can, because 36 prot is reduced by piercing weapons to 20%. It's reduced by about 7, so it's reduced to 28 or 29, which means they only have to roll kind of high to get through, as compared to, like, skeletons having to roll monstrously high to get through. And so, we inflicted damage, and when we inflicted damage, Jesse Pinkman went berserk. He is regenerating at 10%, which means he's regenerating 18 hit points around. Biliest or Bilist or whatever this is over here is regenerating 8 hit points around. And since they're berserk, they're not going to run even when the turn timer hits. So, alas, my skeletons completely surrounded the enemy, and they, so this was a scripting error. Alsvin was apparently still set to stay behind troops, and so he never attacked, because he kept running back behind the last pack of skeletons. But it wouldn't have mattered in any case. He would have just been killed if he tried to fight these guys by the overlapping cold auras. So, unfortunately, we turn timered out, and the Nifl Jarls did not retreat, and they were not killed by the turn timer because my commanders managed to get off the field, the ones who weren't killed. And as a result, Trollheim did lose the battle. However, I am glad to report that we did at least take some with us. We killed a Jotun werewolf, and we also killed Gus Fring. So the hero of the people of Niflheim is dead, accompanying Trollheim down to hell. And that is the end. Rick Astley, the god of Trollheim, has been permanently vanquished. At the end, he did not rule a single province, and he now has nowhere to return. So that is the end of the game for me. Alas. As you see, I do have I have my little red icon. You can see here, I never did super well. I was always kind of low in the pecking order. I was more or less keeping up with the Joneses for about halfway through the game, but once the war with Niflheim started, I really just never recovered. My gem income was never super high, my research was never high because I was at war very, very early. My army size was always low. I only ever had 2 forts, and then I lost one, or I guess I had 3 forts for a while. Yeah, I had 3 forts for a little bit, but in any case, it was still a fun game. I enjoyed Trollheim. Frankly, I think Trollheim's a great nation, but I had a couple of there were a few things that happened that really fucked me up early on. For one thing, I was very when I forgot to script my guys properly to actually win that first fight at Niflheim, that would have shifted the momentum significantly in my favor if I'd succeeded there. So that was a huge gaffe that put me on the back foot and really let Niflheim concentrate against me. The other thing was I underestimated the true effect of the Nifl Jarl's cold aura. The cold aura made them much less vulnerable than I had anticipated. And so it put me in kind of a bad situation where I was like, well, okay, I have to fight, I have to really fight a thug battle, and as much as it has thugs, Trollheim was not fit for fighting an early game thug battle against Nifl Jarls like that. What I should have done, instead of rushing into combat that early, I should have consolidated, waited, and focused intently on research to hit enchantment level 5, and then gone to war against somebody with Skelespam Turbo Communions. That might have done it. Now that said, I was still holding off Niflheim, albeit losing slowly, until the Horned Coalition came in. So without the Horned Coalition coming in, I might have been able to either manage to get peace, or at least hold out until turn 50 or 55, something like that. But once the Horned Coalition came in, the jig was up. That said, I did last until turn 41. Fairly proud of that. My research, of course, was abysmal all game, but still. It wasn't a bad game, and I would be interested in playing Trollheim again sometime, because I think they're a good nation. I think they've got some some useful, cool stuff going. Not the thrones. I want the pretenders. But yeah, Niflheim. If I could have locked down his capital, Niflheim would have been in trouble, because at that point he only had 1 Nifl Jarl who was not yet geared or had a high level, ability. They couldn't have recruited their Great Olms, and they would have lost their Eparchs, their Nifl Jarls. It would have significantly hampered them. And losing the ability to recruit Eparchs for a few turns would also have hampered them against the later Skelespam. So that would have been very, very helpful if I could have managed to lock them down. But in any case, I didn't, and thus Trollheim has crumbled to its end. So, thank you for watching the game. It was a lot of fun. I really look forward to doing more Dominions All-Stars in the future. Probably not immediately. We'll just kind of see how things go, but honestly, I've been kind of trailing off Dominions 5 for a few weeks now. I'm starting to lose the love, as it were. So I'm hoping to kind of back off. I'm going to be doing some other games for a while, and there'll still be some Dominions content on the channel, but not as much. And we'll come back to Dominions. We'll resurge in Dominions in a little while here. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next series.